Okay, and here we go. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I am here for our Saturday Night Shenanigans Live, Love During Lockup, Season 3, Episode 2, and I am here with a very special co-host. As you can see, I'm doing my own version of Pillow Talk with Cynthia.
Yeah.
Hi, Cynthia.
Yes. This is my new addiction.
Love During Lockup is her new addiction, and it's my fault. It's all my fault.
Absolutely all your fault. They've been trying so hard to get me to watch this show that I finally broke down and watched the new season. And now I'm hooked.
Yes, and it's all my fault. And I will take all the blame for it because we know that this is the best show on TV. I am what you call a bunkie, Cynthia, okay? People who have watched the show from season 1, episode 1, they call us bunkies, okay? And us now, bunkies.
So is bunkie meaning like bunk for bunk beds in the jail?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we're bunkies, and we know that this is the best show on reality TV.
I ain't gonna lie, like this stuff I know scripted, and this ain't scripted. They might add in a few things for them, like the crazy suit that Jade
had, and make it make it dramatic a little bit.
Yeah. But this is real. It's real life.
Yeah, it is real life.
Yeah, I can tell.
I mean, these are real inmates. I mean, these guys aren't actors. The felons are not actors, guys,
no, Not when they're coming from the Wentworth jail and they're getting hung up. You can't make that up, Mary.
No, you can't make that up.
Can't make it up.
No, you cannot make that up. So, this is your new addiction. It's all my fault. And we're going to sit here and we're going to talk about it.
More to talk about. Yeah.
And we have lots of things to talk about. You have lots of cool things going on.
This is going to be my pillow talk with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And this is so cool. I love this.
Me too.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So first, I want to ask you. Now, imagine if you were sitting at your desk at Lingerie Lingerie, because we know that you are the co-founder, and one of your employees walked up to you and said, by the way, Cynthia, I dated your husband when I was 18. Did you know that? What would your reaction be?
Awkward. If I was just finding that out, there would be some kind of weirdness there. I don't even know what I would say, to be honest. I would be like, okay. So we've seen the same member. I mean, that right there would be odd in itself. But
so
then again,
you could feel where Leticia was coming from. Her shock.
Yes. And my thing is, like, they just waited to tell her that. Like, I think they knew that for a while. And you just waited until she's eating and drinking her drink. I'm glad she got that shot of vodka, because I would have needed that.
Because my thing is, her 2 other employees, I think they were relishing in her embarrassment a little bit too much.
They were enjoying.
Giggling a little bit too much. Miss Messy over there stirring the pot a little bit too much.
When she takes that hair. Come on, girlfriend. You know you did. And she asked her point blank, and she did not say nothing but take that braid.
I know.
I was popular. He was popular, and
I was cute. He was cute. We just talk. We talk.
I was. And then the 2 girls outside giggling. I'm like, well, you know why they enjoyed it so much, right? Because when they were in the office and she wanted to announce to all her employees that he was going to be the new boss from prison, I don't blame him, because hold up, you're doing people's taxes, right? And you're telling the other people in your firm who are doing taxes too that a man that is in prison is going to be your boss from prison for people's taxes. I'm sorry, but it's not that he might be a genius with math and taxes. I don't know. But if I thought that a man from prison was doing my personal or business taxes, it might raise a red flag.
Right. I get it. I get it. But the way that she explained it, it kind of sounded like that her husband was going to be referring people
from prison
Yes, to get their taxes done.
And as one of the girls said, they need their taxes done.
I know.
Thought too, Mary, because I'm like, well, if they've been in there 20 years, and what jobs have they had that the government's in on to get their money? Because I don't, do they get taxed if they make money in prison is my question.
And that is what she was explaining, that they actually do.
Do they?
That they do get taxed on the money that they make in prison.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that they have a right to stimulus money, that there's money that they do have a right to. And so yeah.
If you're doing the prisoners' taxes and they're okay with it, that's a whole untapped market, Mary. That's businesswoman right there.
Exactly.
She's thinking smart.
And her husband would, her husband has a business mind as well. And the two of them
now
put their heads together.
I get that now. Yeah. But in her employee's defense, that would be kind of hard to say, okay, well, now he's going to be your boss too. And none of them even met him, and none of them really maybe trust that he's even the right person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I get it. But they were messy.
Girl,
they were all messy.
They're all messy.
Cynthia, everybody is so happy to see you in the comments.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, Mary Pants is here.
Hi,
Tina, Deidre, Wendy, Crystal, Brian.
Oh,
and my moderator. Everybody is here. Everybody is so happy to see you.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I love to talk, so that there's no problem there.
Yeah.
And give my opinion.
Yes. Yes. So Leticia texts her husband. She's like, what is going on? Okay. Because she's like, so she needs to know what's going on.
Out of it.
Okay. But then she calls the aunt. Okay.
Yes,
now, my thing is, she says that her and the aunt have a bond.
Yes, I heard that.
Okay, but the aunt's always going to be his aunt.
That's what I was thinking, because, I mean, come on. Family sticks together, and if you got an auntie like that, that's going to have your back. And even if she knows a little something, she probably should give that information up. She's probably not going to.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking. She's always gonna,
she's always gonna have his back.
Exactly. She's always gonna hold something back.
Sugarcoat it, but she's gonna have his back.
Yes. Yeah.
And for her to think that she's on her side, no, ma'am.
Nope. No matter what kind of bond you think you have,
no, ma'am.
That's always going to be his Aunt Marcia.
That's
his Aunt Marcia, not yours. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She will be loyal to him.
And I've learned that the hard way myself. Personally, I've learned that the hard way.
We all have, Mary. But what I'll tell you is, can I just say something? Leticia, if you're listening, baby, I need to do a bra fitting on you. I couldn't hardly watch it. Especially when she was in that pink dress that was skin tight.
I'm going to hook you guys up. I'm gonna hook you guys up. Okay,
Please.
I
I
will.
want to help her because, honey, she's fine. And if I could get her in the right bra, she'd be killing it. Killing it.
Okay, you got it. I'm gonna hook you guys up.
You know I got to talk broad talk, so that's
I
what
just
happened.
had her on last week, so I'm gonna hook you
Okay.
guys up. Don't worry, you got it. Okay. Cynthia is always talking tits. I mean, you can't have a
Oh.
conversation with her without her talking tits.
It's titty talk.
Titty talk all the time. All the time. So she's waiting for Keith to call. And then finally, by the time he called, he's like, I'm sorry, baby, I was busy. Busy doing what? You're in prison.
What is he doing? Waiting to take his poop in the toilet that they share? I mean, I'm sorry. What are you doing? Playing cards? I mean, there's not a lot. I mean, I know. I've dated one, so I know what's in there. And ain't much. You get a horrible bologna sandwich every night. It's miserable. You don't even get two hots in a cot no more. You get two colds and a hot of cabbage and God knows what meat it is.
Mystery meat every night. Mystery meat every night.
Miracle dip on your bologna sandwich. It's terrible.
Oh my God.
Anyway, listen, all I know is I felt LaTisha when that phone clicked. Honey, I would have lost it. She handled it way better than I would have.
He was like, Keith, did you sleep with Deanna? She was like,
and you know he's gonna blame it on the prison.
yeah,
He's
of course he is.
I didn't mean to hang up. We got cut off. No, you did not. Not at that particular moment. You did not. I'm sorry. It was as obvious as it could be.
I know. He was like, why are you questioning me? Why are you even asking me that question? Keith, did you sleep with Deanna? Click.
I felt for her right then. I was like, red flag.
And then she was like, he better call back. He better
And
call
he
back. He better call back. He better not play right now.
He was, I was got some balls.
Mm-hmm.
He has got some, honey. He's got
That
some.
is when being in a prison relationship sucks because you can't call the person back.
Can't call them back, but they can call you 18 times a day.
Yes.
Just like Chris and Jade. My
yes.
God.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. I mean, we could get into them next if you like.
Sure. Listen,
So,
of them. I got something to say.
okay. So, Jade and her sister are going mudding. Okay. And while they're driving there, Jess says that Chris is basically buying Jade's love. So let's add the numbers up. The house is $570K. The truck is $60K. The side by side is $40K. The camper is $60K. Jade is not materialistic, but it's nice to have things thrown at you.
Yeah, I mean,
almost $1 million spent on you. I mean,
yeah, that's a lot.
I guess the money pads the bullshit, right?
It wouldn't for me. I mean, but I'm not materialistic either. But my thing is okay, there's a price that comes with that. Because I don't know if you obviously you noticed, but he threw that up every single time.
Yes.
His thing is reminding her the money he spent on her and what he's done for her. Therefore, she should answer every single call that he makes. And my thing is, she was at a birthday party that she threw for her sister. I understand you want to talk to her, but she had just talked to you. You know what? You got to let her breathe a little bit. You can't be her, because to me, the red flag is what happens when he gets out. He's jealous now. Wait till he gets out. It's going to be 10 times worse. You're not going to be able to do anything.
I mean, she was just with her sister, hanging out, and family. Both times he
Yeah.
freaked out,
Freaked
calling
out.
her 1,000 times. Now, this episode, she's
Yeah.
just mudding with her sister, you know, in the fucking side by side.
You can't answer the side by
By
side.
side. Exactly. And she's wearing a jumpsuit with his picture all over. It's like, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
That's going to be a problem. And I'm just going to say this too. Now I know he's making some dough. Okay, bringing in 20,000, 10 to 20,000 a month, whatever. And they have a joint bank account. I mean, he must have had some savings because I doubt he could finance that $587,000 home.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Because he's in jail and they ain't getting no loan for him.
Right.
So, and his family owns casinos. So I'm not trying to say anything, but is that money clean? I mean,
yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know, but you just said yourself, your family's in the casino business, and that's a lot of money to have laying around on hand that you can just keep throwing out. So I don't know what that means for when he gets out. Is he going to stay on the up and up? Is he even on the up and up? Like, these are my questions.
Right.
For Jade. And I feel bad for her mother because her mother is obviously very upset about it.
Yes.
She's done a real good job of hiding it, but because I would not be that mother, my 2 cents would have just kept bombing out.
Me too. I would not be able to keep my mouth shut.
But the mother's trying very hard, and it's sad because when you see a train wreck coming and you can't move the car off the tracks, it's very hard to watch.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Especially when it's
what concerns me the most, like you said before, is how he keeps throwing it back in her face about everything he bought for her.
Yes.
Plus, he expects her sister to be grateful and to bow down.
Oh yeah, no.
At his feet, and I'm like, no, dude.
That's how it works. Yeah, and he's doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yes, he is.
If you're trying to buy her, then just buy her, but don't act like it's because you want to marry her. You're trying to buy her, and that's a completely different thing.
Right.
So their relationship is already for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. What do I know?
Yeah. So Jade and her sister are going to go visit Chris.
That's going to be really fun.
Yes, because her sister is going to break it down for him. Oh, she's
going to break it down, all right.
Yes.
I wonder if he'll keep his cool because she doesn't care.
No.
I'm still feeling she'll say anything she's thinking.
Yeah, she will. Yeah, she will. Yeah, she don't care.
No.
So, what do you think about Jade and her TikTok and all the stuff that she gets from Chris and her lingerie, her little nightie with Chris's face on it?
Coming out of the zipper.
Yeah.
Classy. That was so classy. It reminds me of those muscle t-shirts that we used to wear to make you look like you had muscles, but you didn't. Yeah, no, I can see why she has over 200,000 followers, because I would probably watch her wear that too, just to see, on the body. But what the problem is going to be is the fact that, as she said, half of those followers sent her dick pic, and the other half hate her. So what's going to end up happening is, if he gets out and sees her Instagram in the comments, I have a feeling that's not going to be good.
No, yes. I have a feeling that her social media is going to be an issue
when
he gets out. He's not going to like her social media persona. He's not going to like all the followers. Yeah.
The lingerie and the sexy outfit.
I mean, unless he joins the train, he's not going to like it.
Did you say train? Please don't say train. This episode. Mary.
Sorry.
My mind goes to the gutter.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's just a lot going on in these episodes. I'm worried about it. I think it's going to be a problem. I think his obsessiveness is going only get worse when he gets out.
Yes.
I really, if that could even be possible, but I think it's going to.
Yes.
Yeah. So poor Jade.
Yes, poor Jade.
Yeah.
Poor Jade. Now, moving on to Andy and Brittany. Now, Andy's kids, they are the MVPs of this episode.
Oh, yes, aren't they though?
Oh my God.
Straight out. Called him out.
Love it. Okay.
Love it. Sorry, but the truth hurts.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, I don't blame them one bit about how they feel.
He starts off with, I haven't seen my daughters in a while, but I'm going to drive over there so we could have this video call with Brittany. Okay, so first of all, you haven't seen them in a while, so let's drive over so I can introduce them to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
The girlfriend
who's and a drug addict. Ex-drug addict, according to her. We don't know that till she gets out. So yeah.
And who I'm moving 4 hours away.
Yeah. So I won't see you at all.
Right. Basically. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And according to them, he was never really there when they were growing up. And I want to ask you, because this is the part that really it was so bizarre to me, because he says, when I got custody of the girls, I had to change my profession. Like being a cop was too much. But then you're going to be a truck driver and go on the road for months on end.
Thank you.
Hold up.
Thank you.
It's worse, is it not? So how's that any better?
It didn't make sense to me either.
No. So who were they staying with when you were on the road?
Thank you. It didn't make sense to me either. No.
So something's not adding up in his camp. And I don't care whether he was an ex-cop, has a good record. I don't care. You did something that you're not telling. Because he's like, well, I was there. I did the best I could. Well, everybody thinks they do the best they could. But what your kids are saying to you is you weren't there for them. That is their perception. And now you're going to be there for her kids? I
mean, they said that they lived with grandma for almost a year.
That's pitiful.
I mean, come on. So where were you that year that they lived with grandma? Were you at least providing financially when they lived with grandma? Like, what was going on? Yeah.
I mean, were you in the truck for an entire year? I mean, I don't know.
Exactly. Like,
yeah. There's missing pieces to this puzzle.
Yes, there's missing pieces. And he thought he was just going to be able to get away with just picking up, moving 4 hours away and moving in with Brittany and her children and starting happily ever after, a new love story. And his daughters just blew it up. Just blew it up.
I hate to tell Andy, but I don't think she's going to be faithful to him when she gets out. Andy's what you call the nice guy. He's the teddy bear. He is the rescuer. And that's exactly what she needs right now, is to be rescued. Somebody to put money on her books, somebody to be there at her beck and call so that she has entertainment. But I promise you, when she gets out, with her track record, according to what has been told, and she has, 4 kids?
Yes, I mean, 4 kids.
And when his friend, the other policeman, looked her record up and she had 25, cohabitants or whatever they called it?
Yes.
25 relationships. That's a lot, Mary. I mean, at her age, that's a lot. That's a lot of relationships. And Andy he's sweet. I don't see this one working. That's just my opinion.
Honestly, my opinion, I think Andy, as a former cop, and someone that works in law enforcement to hook up with the inmate, he's kind of like a predator in my eyes.
Going, I felt the same thing.
You know what I mean?
Kind of thought that too.
You know?
His buddy said, what we always say, you don't hook up with the inmates.
Right.
And
it's kind of like the teacher hooking up with their student.
Yes. And he's like, but I'm not in the police force anymore. Okay, so that makes it okay.
Right.
No, you should know better.
Right, exactly. You should know better.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. And his big thing is, she's the most beautiful woman. She's so hot. Okay, well, is that what you're attracted to?
Right. And, he said that, he was lonely while he was on the road, truck driving or whatever. Okay, why did you choose the prison pen pal websites? What about Match.com or something like that? Like, like to me, that's why he seems very like,
Yeah, he's sketch because I thought the same thing. Because I'm like, well, first of all, a couple of them were on the prison pen pal. I think Jade was as well.
Right. Yes. Right.
Even knew about the prison pen pal, and then
there's Facebook groups, there's TikTok accounts, there's all sorts of shit, Cynthia. Oh my girl.
Well, I didn't know that, and
until I started covering the show, I didn't know about that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So here's my point. I go to Farmers Only first, right? Because I just don't.
There you go.
Go into prison pen pal is going to be where you want to find your next love interest, unless you want a captive audience.
Right. Right.
I mean, to a degree, there's some safety there as the person on the outside, because they're not doing anything. They're in jail. They're not cheating on you necessarily. I mean, we don't know. I mean, they can hit a guard or something, do something, but for the most part, they're not really able to do a whole lot. Right. So, the trust factor is kind of, it's higher. So, I mean, maybe there is some like nuance to being with somebody in jail, knowing that's the attraction. So, because I just don't know why you would go to the prison pen pal and start chatting.
Oh. I don't know. But Brittany was pissed. Freddie was pissed. She was like, dude, you never told me about any of this. And he was like, honey, we talked about this, honey. And she was like, no, we didn't, honey.
Yeah, she didn't. She did not sound happy.
Nope.
So, but I don't trust her either. So I just don't. Their relationship's going to be an issue.
Yes.
All the way around. Because his daughters are not going to be okay with it.
No.
But,
his daughters practically high-fived each other. Like, yes.
Yeah, they were totally together. But I started thinking, he came in there like he was, oh, my beautiful daughters, my, I need to get their approval and their opinion. And then he's like, well, I don't need your opinion. I can do what I want.
Exactly.
That's obviously what you've done your whole life. So according to them, so you're not respecting, once again, what they think.
Yes. Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah. I don't blame him for that. I'd be upset.
I don't blame him.
There's a lot of meat in this meal.
Okay.
Who's
Let's
next?
move on to Ranika and Ashante.
Oh, girl.
Okay. First,
ooh, that's loaded.
I want to ask you,
uh-huh,
what do you think of her style?
Why are you gonna put me on the spot, Mary? Okay. First of all, if I had known that there was that much money in eyelash vending machines, I would have had 15 of them.
Thank you. That's what I said.
Can we get some, Mary? Can we get some eyelash?
Yes, please. Eyelash vending machines all day long. Yes. All day long. I give her props for that. And you know something?
I do.
Her style is outrageous. Yes, I give outrageous. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but if she's talked about,
Mhm.
okay, I bet you a lot of people are going to her music video and listening to her music because of her outrageous style. And
Yeah.
hey, that's what it's all about, is having people talking about you.
Yeah. Listen, I'm knocking her. I think she's out there. I think she's bold and she owns who she is. And
Yes.
that's okay to me. Like, you can wear green hair, you can wear long nails and eyelashes and be hoochie all you want, as long as you are confident in that.
Exactly.
And she is confident in them blonde baby hairs, honey.
She is. But I cannot believe that the Jenga blocks actually match her hair.
They did.
Okay.
They did.
I was like, wait a second. It was like making my eyes hurt at one point.
I like her though. I really do. Because she's so real. And, you can, after the talk with her father, you know why she's where she's at. You know why she's with a guy that's in prison.
Yes.
Yes,
because her dad was in prison for 18 years.
Yeah.
That's why she's with a guy in prison.
I mean,
she even said it out of her own mouth, Cynthia. She said, we have a jailbird bond.
Yeah.
When she said that, that sealed it for me. I'm sorry, Reneka, if you're listening to me, with all due respect, you are with Ashante because your father went away for 18 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's all, and I hate to say it, daddy issues, because that's the only term I can find.
Yeah, it is
to describe it. And the minute she said, we have a jailbird bond, I was like, there we go. That's it. That was it. That was it. That was it.
Her daddy.
That was the cherry. That was the cherry on the sundae.
It was. And, and I understand it. I understand it. The thing that's the problem is she's going to come all the way here to Georgia. She's been giving him money and he's a good looking guy. I mean, he is.
Who she loves, but doesn't trust.
Yep. And if you
another red flag.
Trust him. You already don't trust him and he's not even out of prison. That's going to be the problem, because there is a reason you don't trust him. And Lord knows I have overridden my gut instinct more times than I can tell you. And I have paid the price, Mary. I've paid the price with men, friends, bunches of people. And if you feel like you cannot trust somebody, whether you can prove it or not, there is a reason. There is something seen, but your soul and your inner self, your subconscious sees it. It's talking to it, but you are choosing to not listen.
Exactly.
And I chose to not listen. I've done it. I spent 5 years with a man that was, I'll tell you my story, but you already know a little bit of it. But
let's hear your felon story, Cynthia. Cynthia has a felon story, guys.
Felon Friday. Well, it's actually Saturday. Is it Saturday? It's Saturday.
It's my Saturday shenanigans, but it's all about Felon Friday.
So here we go. So back in the day, I had gotten divorced. I'd been in a 10-year relation, 12 years, married for 10. And when I got out, I was buck wild. Okay. Because I hadn't been with any other men, never cheated, anything like that. And one of the guys that I met was very, very adamant about, he was aggressively going after me. He was love bombing me. He was giving me money when I needed it because my ex-husband wasn't giving me any money and I was struggling. And so he was like the knight in shining armor picking me up. Second date, he offered to buy my TV, just went ahead and gave me $500. And I'm thinking, my God, no guy's ever done this for me. You know, I was in an abusive 10 years of marriage. So I was enjoying having the thing. So I can understand Jade. I get that. And I was like, wow, he really cares about me. He doesn't even know me. The third date, we get pulled over. Okay. He's driving my truck because we went to get breakfast or brunch. It was 12 o'clock. I drank a Bloody Mary and he's like, I don't want you to drive, so I'll drive your car. And we weren't far from his home. Now, my first clue should have been when I pulled up, when he asked me to come pick him up. And then I realized he didn't have a car and he didn't really have a home. But he was really good looking. I ain't even gonna lie, honey. He was hot. And that's all I saw. And I let him drive my truck. Well, we got pulled over. And when we got pulled over, he all of a sudden looks at me and I said, well, there's no problem. We weren't speeding or anything. And he said, well, we might have a problem. And I said, what? And he said, well, I might have a warrant. And I said, now I'm on my third date. And now I'm thinking, did he kill somebody? Like, I don't know. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, a warrant for what? Now I'm kind of happy the cops are back there. What is happening here?
Are you a serial killer?
I'm like, serious. This is my life. So the cops come up and she asked him for his license, which he doesn't have. And I'm like, okay, this isn't good. And she goes back to the car and he says, and I said, I think it's going to be okay. We're going to be all right. He said, no. He said, if another cop car pulls up, we're not okay. Sure enough, another cop car pulls up and I said, how bad is this? And he goes, well, I might have a few warrants. So long story short, he goes to jail. Okay. And not only was he in jail for, and of course, I'm the savior. He kept me from getting a DUI because he cared about driving my car. So I didn't drive. He gave me the $500. So what am I going to do but be there, right? He just messed up. You know, he can be saved just like all these other people talk about. I can fix him. You can't fix him. Okay.
You're the Captain Save-A-Ho. You were Captain Save-A-Ho.
Done with that, but no, you can't save them. Okay. And especially when they're narcissists. So he was a narcissist and he was a con artist pretty much. And I was with him for 6 months. He was in a detention center in Blairsville, Georgia. 6 months. I drove every weekend, almost 2 hours to see him every Sunday.
Wow.
And when he got out, I picked him up in a limo. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, I did.
Wow.
I own it because it's part of my journey and my story. But what even was funnier is that during the time, his younger brother, Drew, and I were best friends, and his sister. Well, funny thing, I'm now married to his younger brother. Go figure. But I was with the older brother for 5 years while the younger brother was growing up and saw how horrible he treated me. And he always had a crush on me. And I never looked at him like that. Not one time. And, but he watched me go through hell with him. And so by the time he was 24, he was old enough and he wanted to date me. And it just so happened we ended up going out and we were as friends and we ended up having such a good time. And next thing you know, now we're married. Go figure that. But it was crazy. And, you know, like, I get crap for it all the time. Oh, you married your ex's younger brother? Well, yeah, I did, because he's an amazing guy. Like, I'm sorry I picked the wrong brother to begin with.
Exactly. I was going to say, so you picked the wrong brother to begin with. So what's the age difference between the brothers? Okay.
So his brother was 5 years younger than me. And now his brother, Drew, is 15 years younger than me. Drew was the baby. So his older brother was the oldest, then his sister, and then him.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a cougar.
Yes, you're a cougar. That dated a felon. That sent the limo to pick up your felon.
Did. And now apparently they're not and he told me not too long ago that Blairsville now does not allow limos to pick up their convicts releases.
Oh,
Yeah. So I must have, I just did it up too much.
yeah, probably. It's
But
all
I
your fault, Cynthia.
No, it's not. I was just trying to do the right thing. Yeah. So, so I relate to them because I understand how that feels to be on the outside and to want to talk to them every day. And your life revolves around what's happening with them. And is their lawyer called? And has this happened? And, and I remember what it was like. And so I understand. I don't judge people because I get it. But at the same time, the tiger doesn't change its stripes.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll call him S. When S got out of jail, I supported him. I spent so much money, Mary, so much money. And that's the thing. A lot of these girls are not going to admit, or the people that are on the outside, like one of them said, oh, I've probably given him $2,500. No, ma'am. It's more than that. You've given him way more than that. But you're giving a number out that feels okay for you to say. Because the truth is, when they get out, even though they say they got stuff to do, no, ma'am. They expect you to take care of them while they're figuring out what they want to do. And some of them
that's
don't
what Reneka's going to do.
Yes.
Reneka's planning on taking care of him.
Yep.
And her family doesn't trust him. That's why she doesn't trust him, because she has her family,
in
her ear, that it's all jail talk. There seems to be a theme in the first 2 episodes.
It is.
Jail talk. You don't know if this is jail talk.
And there is a thing to that because S's father, when he was in jail, I had spent a lot of time with his family, like the dudes with the aunt, Marcia, and everybody else. You do become close with their family. And I'll never forget his father telling me, he goes, have you ever heard of jailhouse love? He said, that's what this is. You understand that, right? He's writing you love letters. He's saying all the things you want to hear. But at the end of the day, he's still the same person.
Right.
And he was basically trying to tell me, yeah, he's using you just like he's going to use everybody else.
Right.
And I, and at the time I heard it, but I didn't want to accept it, and that's what's happening with a lot of these people is they're not ready to hear that. Some people have to learn the hard way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Reneka may have to learn the hard way.
And I feel for her because she's got 3 kids. Girl, and it's going to be hard. I had 2 kids, so my kids, and they remember things. And they watch and they see if your mother's not treated properly. And and mine was on drugs. And so when he got out, he was doing drugs that I didn't know about because I don't do drugs. So he was hiding it from me. And and now knowing everything that I know, I'm like, my God. I mean, he was doing drugs in my son's bedroom and I didn't even know it. Like, I would go in there and I would smell something funny and I'd be like, what is that? And then found out later that it was meth or whatever. And it smells like burning plastic. And I mean, obviously my kid wasn't there. He was with, my out away or whatever. But these are the things like that I have people that have been in my circle very close that were drug addicts that I never knew. I never saw them do drugs, none of it, but to find out from other people. So you do have to listen. You got to listen to those people, especially your people that are there for you 100% and have been there longer because they do usually have your best interests. Not always, but sometimes.
Family members.
Yeah.
Usually have your best interest when it comes to you with things. Like her sister, Reneka's sister, had concerns because she doesn't want Reneka to repeat a family cycle, like with their dad being incarcerated and how it affected them. And then she doesn't want Reneka to be with a man, that was incarcerated and having that affect her daughters and her daughters, hooking up.
You want to break the cycle. You got
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Exactly right. I think, and that hurts me because I think Reneka's got a real good head on her shoulders. I think she's a business girl, businesswoman.
Exactly. Yes.
And I think she can do better. That's all. But but maybe he'll get out and impress everybody. I don't know.
And so, what do you think of him? I mean,
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
Nope.
I think he's a liar. When
I
she
think
asked him
on the phone when she asked if he's talking to other women, and one of the signs to me, and I've studied people that study body language. I've watched a lot of stuff on it. But as soon as he said no, he went and put his head, like rubbed his forehead and came back up. And that right there, he was lying. Because you cannot look the person in your face while you tell them that. If you look away, if your eyes dart, if you have to rub your face or you do something like that, it's a tell sign. He's lying to her. He's talking to other women in jail she don't know about.
He has sugar mamas putting money on his phone.
Yep.
And it's jail talk.
Jail talk.
Jail talk.
I mean, he's working his magic from jail. He's making money, getting money on his books. And he, he may look at Reneka as his
number one. Exactly.
He's looking at the other ones as a gravy train.
Right.
So, yeah. Out. That's a long move.
It's a long move. And her daughters. That's all I have to say. It's just her daughters.
Over in a new school. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. We're down to the last couple. Brittany and Key Rock. Okay. So first, she's go-kart racing with her best friend and his best friend.
Yeah.
Okay. So first, she has his picture on the table. He calls. He gets to talk to them a little bit. And another one, the phone cuts off.
It can't just be an epidemic. Sorry. I don't. I don't know what to think about this yet because I think she's a little shady too. I can't put my finger on it yet, but I think that she ain't all innocent either.
Okay.
No, but I think we're going to find out.
Okay.
But I think they're both somewhat players, but in just a little bit different. That's why neither one of them really trust each other.
Right.
Even though they were in jail together.
Right.
There's something there. And then when the brother said she wasn't coming home till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, but she's off at 12. Okay, well, I understand you had to close, but 3 o'clock in the morning, that's 3 hours. What were you doing between 12 and 3?
Okay. Well, in her defense, she works in a restaurant.
Yeah, that I understand.
Okay. And if they're cleaning up and stuff, it could take her a couple of hours to clean up. And then how long does it take her to get home?
That's true.
Maybe stop, get gas, do whatever.
Yeah.
Get home. Okay.
Okay. I'll take that. Yep.
That's in her defense.
Okay.
Now, the thing with this whole cheating thing, I feel like Key Rock opened the door to the cheating thing because he cheated on her first when he got sent to segregation and when he was released from segregation and he was sent to another building and they were separated.
And it did talk about that. And then she ended up cheating when she got out.
Right, because he broke up with her.
Yeah, that's it.
And and as far as she was concerned, she was technically single.
Yeah.
Because he broke.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he broke up with her.
Yeah. And then the thing that bothers me is that she says he doesn't forgive her, and she's still having to prove herself for the cheating.
Which
And
to me, it's technically not cheating, Cynthia. I don't see Brittany having cheated.
you're even. Look at it like that. Regardless, you're even. You cheated on her first, and if you want to call that cheating, then you're even.
Thank you.
Either way, that's going to be a problem for her, because when somebody won't forgive you or let something go, it's going to be thrown up in her face all the time.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And okay, so let me ask you: has he had the change, or does he still have a vagina?
He is transitioning now.
Okay, because they were talking about getting pregnant as soon as they get out, and so I'm like, is that going to be a problem when she has to be with?
Well, right now it's not physically possible.
That's the thing. Yeah,
right. It's not, but he's taking testosterone and
okay.
But it's not physically possible.
That's
right
what
now.
That's what I was trying to figure out, because I'm like, I don't know how it happened, but okay. But some people get surrogates, or they
exactly
donates and stuff like that. So I wasn't sure if she was gonna. They already had somebody lined up that was going to donate, or whatever. So okay, so that cleared that up, because I was like,
yes,
okay. Well,
see, I didn't like when his friend was like, she, that she's a red flag. I think both of them, if you want to consider the cheating a red flag, both of them are red flags.
Both players. I think
exactly. Like,
there's something there. They're even. Neither one of them is getting taken. They're both very aware of who they're dealing with, which is the other reason I don't really know that that's going to work, because if you do not have trust in a relationship, you have nothing. And that is it. Bottom line. My husband can leave his phone laying around. He gives me the code. I can go in it. And every other guy I've ever been with
here
would not allow that, so, or would want to check my phone. And that's a problem. You got to have trust, or you have nothing, because you're going to live your whole life on edge, constantly wondering, oh, let me get in that phone, because I did it for 5 years,
walking on eggshells.
Yes, I was cheated on. He would call me Tony Tornado if I would accuse him of something, and he would twist it around and then make me think I'm crazy, and oh, well, you're cheating. I'm like, I don't even, it was crazy. But
gaslight, super duper gaslighter.
You did. And unfortunately, a lot of people in prison are narcissists, because it takes that type of personality to take people and do bad things, because you don't have as much of a conscience sometimes, and sometimes it's because of how you're raised, but you have to have a pretty bold self, about you, and have confidence in a way, because to be the bad person, be that person, a badass, is right. Like, and with that comes cheating and mistrust and, drug use and lies and a lot of stuff.
I know.
And I hate that, because you deep down want them to work. I mean,
and all these girls, they really want their relationships to work. Andy really wanted to work out with Brittany.
I know.
So it's early.
Cute as a button. I mean, they're just, and they're so young still, and that's a lot of it. It's when you're young like that, it's so easy to get wrapped, when you get to be 52, the wrapping's all crinkled and ripped and
stomped on, and
there's no surprises anymore. So, and that's what comes with age is is learning and maturity and growth. And you can look back and say, wow, I did that. Oh my goodness. Just to hear me tell the story, that isn't even who I am anymore, but that was part of who I was as I was growing. And so my heart goes out to them, because deep down, all they're looking for is for love, somebody to love them unconditionally, treat them right, and have that happily ever after.
Exactly.
And that's the heartbreaking part, because you want that, but you don't. I don't know. We're just gonna have to watch and see.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to watch and see. And you will definitely be back later on in the season.
Oh, well, I hope so.
Oh, yes, and we're gonna
now got me hooked.
Do this once again later on.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want you to tell my faithful viewers what is going on in your life right now with Breast Friend and all the great things that's going on, because you are a lot better talking about virtual fittings than I am. So,
well, which I still need to do one on you, Mary. We haven't done one yet. But mother-in-law now wants to.
Yes.
Okay, so basically what I'm doing now is I'm doing what we're called breast friends, because I like to call us breasties, because I'm corny. And basically what it is I am taking all of my years of knowledge from the age of 18 to 52, because that's how long I've been fitting bras. And I am taking my knowledge and I'm basically educating people. So I'm like a personal shopper of bras, because let's face it, most women don't know their bra size. They think they know, but they don't really know, because
that is so true.
In America, we are used to thinking D is big. Well, D is actually small. So when you go from A to O with doubles in between, there's a lot of bra sizes. And in America, we stopped at D, and now they go to 40s, which is a G, and you can find that in Walk-Hole and a few other brands. But that was only from pressure of having to do that once everybody knew there was something larger. But there's still a large amount of women out there that don't know their bra size and don't know that they're in the wrong size bra. And that is my goal, is to educate and to basically take the pain out of looking for bras. My biggest thing, like hearing my clients when I was working at Libby Ray and they would come in, one of the biggest things was, it takes me 5 minutes to know what size you are. I would look at them, and I don't use measure tapes when I'm in the flesh, because I don't need them. I only use a measuring tape virtually, because we're not together, and sometimes it's hard to judge height and weight and things like that. So I use that just as a backup. But I can look at somebody, turn around, go grab a bra and bring it, and fits them right off the bat. And that's just from years of knowing how to do it. And it's a skill and it's an art. And so I had one lady, I'll never forget. She came in, she was exhausted. She was frustrated. She's like, I've been to 4 different stores. I've been 5 hours. She said, my son's wedding tomorrow. I cannot find a bra. She said, can you help me? I literally look at her, go in the back room, grab one bra, put it on her, and she started crying. And I was like, I said, well, I know I'm good, but I mean, don't get all emotional.
Cynthia's the bra fairy. She's like, here.
And she goes, no, you don't understand. She said, I've wasted my whole day. She said, I would go into Macy's, Dillard's, Victoria's Secret. And she said, every bra I put on was not right. It didn't work. And she said, I come in here and in 5 minutes,
the first bra you pull out.
Right. And, and everybody always starts out with, I'm not an easy fit. I'm going to be difficult. And I'm always like, yeah, no, this is easy. And so I want to continue to share the gift. And obviously I don't have a storefront anymore. So what I do now, and you can book from my, at the Cynthia Decker on Instagram, in my link tree, there's a link, and you can book a 45-minute virtual fitting with me. And during that time, I look at you, we discuss all your issues. You can talk to me about you've got nipple hair, if you've got rashes, if you've got some crazy mole that you don't want anybody
all
to
the
see.
nitty gritty.
All the nitty titty gritty, all
Yes,
of it.
all the nitty titty gritty.
That's
There we go.
Because I'm your breastie. So,
Yes.
So that's what I want people to feel confident and comfortable with me. So it's not about just finding a bra. It's about asking me those questions about hormones or what, I'm going through this. Have you experienced that? I've been through a lot. And if I haven't been through it, I've been fitting women that have been through it. So if I don't know, I'll know who to go to find the answer. And so I really wanted my business to be more than just a bra fitting. I wanted it to be a personal relationship that we build, that you feel comfortable. And because let's face it, it's an intimate thing for you. Some women have shown me their boobs that their own husband doesn't see. Like they'll turn their lights off before they get in bed. And those are honest facts. I mean, and it's sad because, there's a reason that they can't show their husband. There's a reason that they can't look in a mirror at themselves. And I understand that because I went through a lot of body dysmorphia when I was a child because I was a big kid and I wasn't thin until I got older. And I really hated myself. I did plastic surgeries. I did all kinds of stuff. And at the end of the day, after doing all of that, I realized none of it really mattered. What really mattered was that I love myself, that I loved who I was. It didn't matter whether I got boobs or I did my full makeup or I had a facelift or whatever I wanted to do. I was still unhappy after having all of that, and I think that's the biggest thing with women is I want to build them up. I understand what it feels like and getting the right bra and getting the right undergarments makes you look better. It makes you comfortable and you feel more empowered. And that is really, and teens are like one of my big thing because I really have a strong thing about starting with foundations when you're young, because a lot of these younger girls, I mean, I have 9 and 10-year-olds with G cups and that is huge.
Wow.
9 and 10-year-old. And a lot of it is contributed to our food. I mean, that's a whole nother subject, but if a chicken leg looks like a chicken or a chicken wing looks like a chicken leg, that baby's eating hormones, growth hormones, and it's going to affect you. And so trying to eat organic, trying to, be as clean as possible is huge for me. And so, education. So I talk about all this kind of stuff and, and I've had so many mothers bring me their daughters and it's life-changing. It's life-changing because a lot of these young girls, when they get boobs early, they're so embarrassed. The bras don't fit. They can't do sports. And then they get that posture where they roll their shoulders because they're trying to hide. And it's just so important, boobs. And whether you have them or you don't have them. I mean, if you don't have them, you want them. If you won't have them, you don't want them. It's like, but what we have to learn is to love who we are right now. Because it doesn't change. And I don't care how much Darcy and Stacy want to do themselves up and do this surgery and that surgery. At the end of the day, it don't change who you are on the inside. So I've just gone off on a whole tangent here.
That is damn right.
It's the truth.
It is damn right.
And it's sad. And I want to wake people up and I want them to, be your best self now.
Exactly.
Get there.
Exactly.
And book a virtual fitting. It's $50. It's 45 minutes. I say it's like counseling of the boobs. And then what happens?
And I think that's very reasonable. $50 for 45 minutes with Cynthia. Yeah. And so you basically measure. Okay. So you have.
Then what is when I hang up with you, I know what you like, what your body type is. Then I get online and the world is my oyster. I can pick any bra from anywhere, and I will give you the size, the style, and not everybody's the same size in every bra. So I will give you exactly what size you'll be in that bra. You order what you want. And I tell people, get it. If you can get it on Amazon, great, because free shipping. They have a 7-day free trial. You can get 14 bras and send all 14 back if you want to and not have to pay a dime. So that, and some of these companies aren't on Amazon. Some of you have to branch out. But the bottom line is you can find the best price. You can buy where you want. Then when you get your bras, you try them on, you take a front and side view, and you send it to my work cell phone number that I give you. And then I can tell you right then whether the bra fits. And if it doesn't fit, then I'm going to tell you what size to get to exchange it for. And then later on down the road, if you need a strapless, you can text me and say, hey, what size strapless should I get? And I'll text you back. So it's kind of like a little bit more of a one-on-one personal experience. And I like to get to know my clients. They become my friends. And so that's why I called it Breast Friends, because we're bosom buddies, we're boob talking. So
Your personal bra shopper.
Personal bra shopper. And and if it takes the pain out of going to store after store, and there's some people that are in remote locations. I have people that are in like the corner of New Mexico and can't get anywhere, and they're like, there's no stores here and I wouldn't know what to wear. I only have a Lane Bryant, and this way they can get online, order it all, and it comes right to them. So I just think it's an easier, more efficient way to do virtual fittings. So if you'd like to book with me, I am open. I have my link in my link tree, and I would love to help you. And and we can talk. Yeah.
And so, Cynthia will be your breast friend.
Breast friend. And I do a lot of stuff. I make memory pillows and I do paintings, and I'm actually designing for a friend of mine, Amy, who is won a photo shoot with a famous model photographer, and we're going to be doing that on the 12th, and she's going to be wearing 2 of my designs, so I'm very excited about that. And so I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm really, really happy.
Lots of cool stuff going on.
Long time, even though a tornado came through my backyard.
Yes, tell us about that. Oh my gosh,
girl, I mean, come on. If the Lord ain't trying to tell me not to sell my house without telling me not to sell my house. Like when you watch the video on my Instagram, you can hear it in my voice. I'm like, not a tornado. Like, this could not be happening to me. Like, have I not had enough, Mary?
Yes. And then you were like, oh my.
I know. I felt like I was Dorothy about to end up in Kansas. I wasn't sure. I was screaming like a little baby. But I don't care, because
I don't blame you. I would have been screaming the F word like a little baby at the time.
When you hear trees hitting your house, we had 4 trees hit our house. So when you hear them hitting your house, you don't know what's about to happen. Yeah. And in Georgia, we get some crazy tornadoes. So, I've seen them. And what's even crazier, went through my backyard, skipped the neighbor's house, landed over on Land Road, took every single tree down, all the power lines down the road. Like it was crazy. So you can't predict the weather. Mother Nature is going to do whatever the hell she wants.
Yep.
And you just got to pray.
Yes.
So, but I live to tell again. So, yep. But here I am. And I'm glad, because I wouldn't be able to do this with you. And I've been
watching. Oh, yes. And we're going to do it again.
Oh, yeah. We have to. This is fun.
Yes.
I enjoy it. Okay, Mary.
So thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you.
And we will see you next time.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
During lockup.
Yes.
But it's during.
Yes.
All right.
Bye, everybody.